Hey there, coin hunters and treasure seekers. Do you have a box of old coins lying around? Maybe inherited from a parent or grandparent. Well, you might be holding onto a coin that could change your life. In today's video, we're diving deep into the 1976 D. Kennedy half dollar and why one version of this coin could be worth up to $1.8 million. Stick around, because I'll show you exactly what to look for, how to spot a rare version, and how you can sell it for top dollar. First things first, let's talk about the Kennedy half dollar. Introduced in 1964 after President John F. Kennedy's assassination, it became an instant tribute and collector's favorite. By 1976, the U.S. Mint released a special bicentennial edition to celebrate America's 200th birthday. These coins feature a dual date, 1776 to 1976, and a special reverse design showing Independence Hall, Philadelphia, no mint mark, San Francisco, S, and Denver, D. Today, we're focused on the Denver minted coin. That's the one with the small d under Kennedy's neck. Now, let's address the golden question. How can a 1976 D. Kennedy half dollar be worth $1.8 million? It all comes down to errors, condition, and rarity. One ultra-rare example of this coin was struck in silver-clad composition at the Denver Mint, something that was never meant to happen. That makes it an off-metal error, and error collectors go wild for these. On top of that, this coin was graded MS 68+ by a top grading service like PCGS or NGC, near perfect condition. That's museum quality. In a private auction, it reportedly fetched a jaw-dropping $1.8 million, making it one of the most expensive Kennedy half dollars ever sold. Here's where you grab your magnifier and check your coins. Check the date. Make sure it's a 1776 to 1976 D. The D will be just under Kennedy's neck on the front. Check the edge. Is the edge silver all the way around? That could be a silver-clad error. Most Denver coins were supposed to be copper nickel. Look for high quality. If your coin looks shiny, almost untouched, with no major scratches or wear, that's a good sign. Look for errors. Some 1976 D half dollars have double die errors, off-center strikes, or missing lettering. These can also raise value into the hundreds or thousands. Now, most 1976 D Kennedy half dollars are worth between 50 cents and $3 in circulated condition. Coins in uncirculated, mint, or proof condition can sell for $20 to $100 or more. And if you happen to have one of those rare silver error coins or a coin graded MS 67 or higher, the value skyrockets. Top examples can fetch thousands, and extremely rare ones, like the silver Denver Strike, could be worth over $1 million. Here's what to do next. Handle with care. Use gloves or hold the coin by the edge. Don't clean it. Cleaning actually lowers the value. Get it appraised. Visit a reputable local coin dealer, or use a service like PCGS, NGC, or Annex to have it graded. Sell smart. You can list your coin on eBay, heritage auctions, or contact a coin auction house if it's truly rare. If you're unsure, reach out to coin appraisal experts. They often offer free evaluations. So, that old coin in your drawer? It might just be worth more than your car, or even your house. Look for the 1976 D mint mark. Check for silver edges, high grades, and rare errors. Even if yours isn't worth $1.8 million, it could still bring in a nice payday. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more coin tips, and drop a comment if you have a Kennedy half dollar you want me to look at. Hit that bell so you don't miss more hidden treasure videos coming soon. We're diving into the mystery of the 1980 D. Kennedy half dollar and why collectors are going wild for rare versions of this common coin. If you've got old coins lying around, this video might just change your life. The Kennedy half dollar was first minted in 1964, just months after President John F. Kennedy's tragic assassination. Americans were eager to honor him, and the U.S. Mint responded with this iconic 50-cent piece. Although it was meant for circulation, people started hoarding them right away. By the 1980s, the coin was still in production, but its silver content was long gone. By 1980, these coins were made from a copper-nickel-clad composition, not silver. In 1980, the Denver Mint struck over 33 million Kennedy half dollars. The D Mint mark, right beneath Kennedy's neck, is your clue. On the surface, it's a regular coin. But here's the catch. Some of these coins have errors, unique minting quirks, or extremely high grades that make them highly collectible, and potentially worth thousands, or even over $1 million. Now let's talk about that $1.6 million rumor. Certain extremely rare versions of the 1980 D half dollar have fetched sky-high prices in the collector market due to extremely high MS, mint state, grades like MS-68 or higher minting errors, like off-center strikes, double dies, or planchet mistakes full strike in perfect condition, no scratches, discoloration, or where, in one private sale, a pristine 1980 D Kennedy half dollar, graded a perfect MS-68 plus with flawless surfaces, was reportedly offered upwards of $1.6 million to a private buyer. While not every 1980 D will be worth that, the potential is real for specific examples. Wondering if your Kennedy half dollar is a hidden gem? Here's how to check. Look for the D Mint mark below Kennedy's neck, the shinier and sharper. The better, such as misalignments, doubling, or strange edges, should be about 11.34 grams. Any variation could mean a planchet error for serious value. Have your coin professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC. Coins in sealed slabs with high grades sell for the most money. If you think you've got a rare Kennedy half dollar, here are your options to sell. Like Heritage or Stack's Bowers, great for lower value coins, but beware of scams. Have them evaluated in person. Engage with collectors directly. That old coin jar might just hold a piece of history and a small fortune. The 1980 D Kennedy half dollar is more than spare change. It's a treasure hunt. Check your coins, get them graded, don't sell too fast, and subscribe to this channel for more real coin stories. Tap the bell so you don't miss the next $1 million coin alert. We're diving deep into the mystery of the 1973 no mint mark Kennedy half dollar, why it's so rare, and how to know if you're sitting on a small fortune. The Kennedy half dollar was first minted in 1964, just months after President John F. Kennedy's assassination. Americans wanted a lasting tribute, and the half dollar became a patriotic symbol. In 1971, the U.S. Mint stopped using silver in regular half dollars. By 1973, Kennedy half dollars were made mostly of copper nickel. Still, collectors loved them, and that year holds a mystery that still fascinates experts today. Most 1973 Kennedy half dollars were struck at the Denver, D, and San Francisco, S mints. You can usually find a tiny D or S below Kennedy's neck on the coin. But here's the catch. A few 1973 Kennedy half dollars have no mint mark at all. These rare coins weren't supposed to exist, and that's what makes them incredibly valuable. Some reports online claim a 1973 no mint mark Kennedy half dollar sold for $1.6 million. But let's break this down. As of now, there's no official auction record of a 1973 no mint mark half dollar selling for that amount. However, rare coin collectors agree. If an authentic, error-free, 1973 no mint mark coin struck in Philadelphia made it into circulation, it could be worth a fortune. Maybe not $1.6 million, but certainly thousands. So where did the $1.6 million number come from? Likely from a speculative article or online listing meant to attract clicks. But here's the truth. If your coin is a genuine Philadelphia struck, proof like error, and it's uncirculated, the value could go sky high. Want to check your 1973 half dollar? Here's what to look for. Make sure it says 1973. Not 1973, D or 1973, S, below Kennedy's neck. If it's completely missing, you might have something rare. If your coin has no scratches, strong luster, and sharp details, it may be in mint state, MS, condition. Some no mint mark coins may have come from proof sets by mistake. These can be extremely valuable if authenticated. Send your coin to a grading company like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade and authentication will tell you what it's really worth. If you believe you have a 1973 no mint mark Kennedy half dollar in great condition, don't clean it. Cleaning can destroy its value. Take clear photos front and back. Consult a local coin dealer or appraiser for an initial opinion. Submit the coin to a reputable grading service. Avoid selling it online without proper grading, or you might get scammed or underpaid. That old coin from a jar in your attic might just change your life. While the $1.6 million story may be exaggerated, rare coins do sell for tens of thousands every year. So before you spend or sell your 1973 Kennedy half-dollar, make sure to check for that missing mint mark, and don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you've got a coin you're curious about. Could you be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it? Imagine finding a coin in your old collection or your grandfather's drawer. That looks ordinary, but is worth $1.6 million. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating coins in U.S. history, the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar with no mint mark. Don't blink. This story might just change your life. The Kennedy half-dollar was first minted in 1964, just months after President John F. Kennedy's assassination. Americans were mourning, and this coin became a symbol of respect and remembrance. The early versions were made of 90% silver, but by 1971, silver was removed, and the coins were minted in copper-nickel clad, except for special collector versions. But in 1972, something unusual happened. Most 1972 Kennedy half-dollars were struck in Philadelphia and bear no mint mark, which is normal. But there's a very rare error that has collectors buzzing and paying millions. The $1.6 million coin is believed to be a proof strike accidentally released into circulation, and not just any proof. This particular coin shows characteristics that match the San Francisco proof dies, but it has no S mint mark, which means it was either a prototype or a minting anomaly. It's believed that fewer than 5 of these coins may exist, and only one has surfaced in near-perfect condition. When the rare 1972 no-mint mark proof Kennedy half-dollar appeared at auction, the buzz was unreal. Bidding escalated quickly. Experts estimated it could go for $100,000 or more, but to everyone's surprise, it shattered expectations. It sold for a staggering $1.6 million. And that has sparked a gold rush of collectors and everyday people checking their change jars, old collections, and inherited boxes for hidden treasures. So how do you know if you have the $1 million coin? Here's what to look for. 1972 date, no mint mark under Kennedy's neck, normal, but keep reading. Deep cameo finish, mirror-like surface, sharp details and strike. Like a proof coin appears out of place compared to other circulated coins. Regular 1972 coins look duller and worn. But if you find one that's shiny, mirror-like, and unusually sharp, especially with no mint mark, it could be worth sending in for evaluation. Don't guess, get it graded. Contact a reputable third-party grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll inspect your coin under microscopes and determine if it's the real deal. If you've got the 1 in a billion coin, well, get ready for a life-changing phone call. Even if you don't have this exact coin, other half-dollars and coins from the 60s and 70s can still be worth hundreds, sometimes thousands, depending on condition and errors. Don't rush to sell to pawn shops or online buyers without doing your research. Many people get lowballed simply because they don't know the true value. So go ahead, check those drawers, jars, and old collections. You might just be holding one of the rarest coins in U.S. history. Could this ordinary-looking 1998 Kennedy half-dollar with a little P mint mark really be worth $1.7 million? If you're holding on to old coins and hoping for a big payday, you don't want to miss this. Let's uncover the truth behind this viral coin story and what actually makes certain coins incredibly valuable. Stick around. Millions of people collect old coins in hopes of finding that one jackpot piece, and sometimes it actually happens. But in the world of coin collecting, it's not always about age. A coin from 1998 can be worth more than one from the 1800s, if the conditions are right. And when people hear about a 1998 P. Kennedy half-dollar selling or being listed for $1.70 million, everyone wants to know, is this real or just hype? The Kennedy half-dollar was first minted in 1964 in honor of President John F. Kennedy after his assassination. The 1998 version was minted in both Philadelphia, that's the P mark, and Denver, D mark, With over 21 million coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint that year. So what makes this common coin supposedly worth $1.70 million? Let's break it down. Recently, online articles and social media posts have gone viral claiming that the 1998 P. Kennedy half dollar is worth up to $1.7 million. But here's what's really happening. These prices often come from eBay listings, not actual sales. Anyone can list a coin for any amount. They can ask $1.7 million, even if it's worth only 50 cents. Most of the time, these high listings never sell. They're clickbait, plain and simple. So while it's technically listed at that price, the real market value is very different. So what is the real value of a 1998 P. Kennedy half dollar? The kind you'd find in your change. It's usually worth around 50 cents to $1, meaning no wear, shiny surface, perfect edges. It can be worth $2 to $10, depending on the grade. But there's a twist. If your coin is graded MS 68 or higher by a professional service like PCGS or NGC, then it gets interesting. Top-grade coins can bring in $100 to even $300 plus, because they're so rare in perfect condition. Now here's where people get confused. There is a special version of the 1998 Kennedy half dollar that's more valuable. It's the 1998's silver matte proof, made for a special 2-coin set. It was never released for circulation. Only about 62,000 were made. It features a matte finish and is made of 90% silver. These can be worth $100 to $400 or more, depending on condition. A P means Philadelphia, a D for Denver, and S is for special proof coins. Shiny versus matte can make a huge difference. Companies like PCGS or NGC can tell you the true market value. And remember, condition is everything. If you're ready to sell, don't just list your coins on eBay without doing research. Get an appraisal from a trusted coin dealer. Compare recent auction prices. Consider certified grading to boost value. And beware of anyone offering to buy your coins without explaining why they're valuable. So, is your 1998 P. Kennedy half dollar worth $1.7 million? Probably not. But with the right coin in the right condition, you could still make some serious money. Drop a comment below if you have any Kennedy half dollars. We'd love to hear your story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more videos on rare coins and what they're really worth. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've ever wondered whether that old Kennedy half dollar coin in your collection or piggy bank could be worth a fortune, today's video is made just for you. Because the 1971 D Mint Mark Kennedy half dollar has recently been spotlighted as one of the rarest and most valuable coins from that era, with some specimens selling for over $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that right. Over $1 million for a coin you might already have at home. So how did a coin from 1971 suddenly become that valuable? What makes this Kennedy half dollar so special? And most importantly, how can you find out if your old coins are worth a small fortune? Stay tuned because I'm breaking it all down for you. The Kennedy half dollar was first introduced in 1964, honoring the late President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination. These coins have been popular with collectors and the public alike for decades. Now, the 1971 Kennedy half dollar is fairly common, right? Millions were minted. But the key to its skyrocketing value lies in one very special variation, the D Mint Mark Error coin. Let's break down what makes the 1971 D Mint Mark Kennedy half dollar so rare and valuable. The D Mint Mark stands for the Denver Mint, where this particular batch of coins was produced. In 1971, most half dollars were minted without the D Mint mark on the obverse side, the front of the coin. But in a rare and unusual production error, a very limited number of these 1971 coins were struck with a D Mint mark on the obverse, right next to Kennedy's neck. This error was not supposed to happen. It's believed that the Mint mistakenly used an older obverse die that still had the D Mint mark, something that was phased out in regular production for that year. This unexpected mistake makes the 1971 D Mint Mark Kennedy half dollar incredibly rare. Here's a comparison. Notice the D on this coin's neck? That's the giveaway. While the regular 1971 coins are common and worth only their face value or a little more to collectors, the error coins with the D Mint mark are extremely scarce. And scarcity is king in the coin world. So how rare are we talking? Experts estimate that only a few hundred of these error coins were ever made, and even fewer survive in collectible condition. What does that mean in dollars and cents? Recently, a pristine 1971 D Mint Mark Kennedy half-dollar sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $1.4 million. This was a high-grade coin, meaning it looked nearly perfect and had the D Mint mark clearly visible. Coin collectors, investors, and enthusiasts are willing to pay top dollar for this coin because of its rarity and historical significance. But before you start rushing to check your coin jar, here's a crucial point. Not every 1971 half-dollar with a D Mint mark is worth millions. There are many fakes and replicas out there, so authentication by a professional grading service is essential. If you think you might own one of these coins or other rare Kennedy half-dollars, here's what you should do. Examine your coins carefully under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. Look for that tiny D Mint mark on the neck. Check for authenticity. Don't trust online images or hearsay alone. Take your coin to a reputable coin dealer or professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These organizations can verify if your coin is genuine and assess its condition. Understand the condition, grading. Coins with less wear and higher grades command higher prices. Even a rare error coin might be worth much less if it's heavily worn or damaged. Shop around for offers. If your coin is authentic and valuable, get quotes from multiple buyers or auction houses to ensure you get the best price. And of course, always be cautious about scams or lowball offers. To all of you who have been holding on to those old coins, maybe forgotten in a drawer or stored away in a box, this could be the moment they finally pay off. If you want to learn more about identifying rare coins, spotting valuable mint errors, or how to sell your collection, just drop your questions in the comments below or subscribe for weekly coin tips. Remember, sometimes the smallest details on a coin make all the difference between a few cents and millions of dollars. Do you have a 1983 Kennedy half-dollar sitting in your coin jar or tucked away in an old drawer? You might want to check again, because one of these coins has reportedly sold for an astonishing $1.7 million. Yes, you heard that right. $1.70 million. Pause for effect. I'm going to break down everything you need to know. What makes the 1983 P half-dollar so special, how to identify valuable versions, what your coin could actually be worth today, and how to sell it if you hit the jackpot. The Kennedy half-dollar was first minted in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy after his assassination. Since then, it's become one of the most collected coins in U.S. history. Now, fast forward to 1983, minted at the Philadelphia Mint, marked with a small p just above the date. Over 34 million of these were made, so it doesn't sound rare at first, right? But here's where it gets interesting. Some of these coins have rare mint errors or high-grade conditions that collectors are desperately looking for. Now, let's talk about that $1.7 million claim. One rumored sale involved a 1983 P. Kennedy half-dollar in mint state condition with an extremely rare error or unique strike quality. Here's what could make a 1983 P coin worth millions. These include off-center strikes, double dies, or missing clad layers. If it's in near-perfect condition, graded MS-67 or MS-68 by a service like PCGS, it can be extremely rare. Some high-end collectors pay huge premiums for rare, graded coins, especially if they have auction history or unique characteristics. Most 1983 P. Kennedy half-dollars are worth between 50 cents and $10 in circulated condition. So how do you know if yours is special? Make sure it says 1983, just above the date. Look for a small P.
No scratches? No wear?
You might have something. Use a magnifying glass and inspect the lettering and rim. Off-center? Doubling? That's a red flag. In a good way. Compare your coin to online photos of high-grade or error coins. You might spot a big difference. If you think your coin could be valuable, don't sell it at your local pawn shop just yet. Get it graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company. These services will examine your coin, assign it a grade, and give you official paperwork. This is what serious collectors and auction houses trust. Once your coin is graded and you've confirmed it's valuable, here's where to sell it. They've handled multi-million-dollar coin sales. Only if it's slabbed and verified. In-person deals with experienced collectors. Avoid selling to random local buyers without doing your research. You don't want to let a rare coin go for pennies. So, is your 1983 P. Kennedy half dollar worth $1.7 million? Probably not, but it could still be worth hundreds or even thousands if it has the right qualities. So check your change. Look in your old drawers. Ask your parents or grandparents. You never know when a common-looking coin could be your ticket to a small fortune. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more coin secrets, and comment below if you found a 1983 Kennedy half dollar. You might just be sitting on gold. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've ever wondered whether that old Kennedy half dollar coin in your collection or piggy bank could be worth a fortune, today's video is made just for you. Because the 1971 D Mint Mark Kennedy half dollar has recently been spotlighted as one of the rarest and most valuable coins from that era, with some specimens selling for over $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that right. Over $1 million for a coin you might already have at home. So how did a coin from 1971 suddenly become that valuable? What makes this Kennedy half dollar so special? And most importantly, how can you find out if your old coins are worth a small fortune? Stay tuned because I'm breaking it all down for you. The Kennedy half dollar was first introduced in 1964, honoring the late President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination. These coins have been popular with collectors and the public alike for decades. Now, the 1971 Kennedy half dollar is fairly common, right? Millions were minted. But the key to its skyrocketing value lies in one very special variation, the D Mint Mark Error coin. Let's break down what makes the 1971 D Mint Mark Kennedy half dollar so rare and valuable. The D Mint Mark stands for the Denver Mint, where this particular batch of coins was produced. In 1971, most half dollars were minted without the D Mint mark on the obverse side, the front of the coin. But in a rare and unusual production error, a very limited number of these 1971 coins were struck with a D Mint mark on the obverse, right next to Kennedy's neck. This error was not supposed to happen. It's believed that the mint mistakenly used an older obverse die that still had the D Mint mark, something that was phased out in regular production for that year. This unexpected mistake makes the 1971 D Mint Mark Kennedy half dollar incredibly rare. Here's a comparison. Notice the D on this coin's neck? That's the giveaway. While the regular 1971 coins are common and worth only their face value or a little more to collectors, the error coins with the D Mint mark are extremely scarce. And scarcity is king in the coin world. So how rare are we talking? Experts estimate that only a few hundred of these error coins were ever made, and even fewer survive in collectible condition. What does that mean in dollars and cents? Recently, a pristine 1971 D Mint Mark Kennedy half dollar sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $1.4 million. This was a high-grade coin, meaning it looked nearly perfect and had the D Mint mark clearly visible. Coin collectors, investors, and enthusiasts are willing to pay top dollar for this coin because of its rarity and historical significance. But before you start rushing to check your coin jar, here's a crucial point. Not every 1971 half dollar with a D Mint mark is worth millions. There are many fakes and replicas out there, so authentication by a professional grading service is essential. If you think you might own one of these coins or other rare Kennedy half dollars, here's what you should do. Examine your coins carefully under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. Look for that tiny D Mint mark on the neck. Check for authenticity. Don't trust online images or hearsay alone. Take your coin to a reputable coin dealer or professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These organizations can verify if your coin is genuine and assess its condition. Understand the condition, grading. Coins with less wear and higher grades command higher prices. Even a rare error coin might be worth much less if it's heavily worn or damaged. Shop around for offers. If your coin is authentic and valuable, get quotes from multiple buyers or auction houses to ensure you get the best price. And of course, always be cautious about scams or lowball offers. To all of you who have been holding on to those old coins, maybe forgotten in a drawer or stored away in a box, this could be the moment they finally pay off. If you want to learn more about identifying rare coins, spotting valuable mint errors, or how to sell your collection, just drop your questions in the comments below or subscribe for weekly coin tips. Remember, sometimes the smallest details on a coin make all the difference between a few cents and millions of dollars. We're talking about one of the most mysterious and potentially valuable coins in U.S. history. The 1974 no-mint Mark Kennedy half-dollar rumored to be worth up to $1.5 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.5 million. Now, if you're someone between the ages of 30 and 70 who's been holding on to old coins thinking they might be worth something someday, today might be that day. This video will tell you why this rare coin could be worth a fortune, what to look for, and how to tell if you've got one in your hands. Visuals of JFK 1960s coins, minting footage first. Let's rewind a little. The Kennedy half-dollar was introduced in 1964, just months after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy. It quickly became a collector's item, and by 1971, the U.S. Mint stopped using silver in these coins, switching to a copper-nickel blend. In 1974, millions of half-dollars were minted in Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S proof coins. But here's where things get interesting. Close-up of 1974 half-dollar, there's a mysterious 1974 Kennedy half-dollar with no mint mark, but more importantly, struck in 90% silver, which should have been phased out years earlier. Only a handful of these coins are known to exist, and some experts believe a few silver planchets were mistakenly used at the Philadelphia Mint, which didn't mark their coins at the time. These mint errors are incredibly rare, and one of them is rumored to have sold, or been valued, at up to $1.5 million due to its rarity and silver composition. Detective cut to magnifying glass on coin edge. What makes it valuable? The combination of no mint mark struck on a silver planchet, perfect or near perfect condition. Check the date. 1974. Flip the coin on its edge. If you see solid silver, no copper stripe, that's a sign it could be struck on a silver planchet. Look for a mint mark. Philadelphia coins from 1974 have no mint mark, so that's actually what you want. Get it weighed. A regular 1974 half-dollar weighs about 11.34 grams, but a silver one will weigh about 12.5 grams. Get it authenticated. Take it to a trusted coin dealer or send it to PCGS or NGC for grading and verification. Cut to lab-style analysis of coin. Warning. Icon. A quick warning. Don't clean the coin. Cleaning can destroy its value. Even a coin that looks dull or dirty can be worth thousands or millions if it's authentic. Also, beware of fakes. There are replicas and counterfeits floating around. If you think you've got the real deal, invest the time and money to have it professionally appraised. Certified Coin Grading Services, pcgs.com/ngcoin.com. Footage of auctions. Coin shows. If you're lucky enough to have a genuine 1974 no-mint mark silver Kennedy half-dollar, you have several options. Auction it through a major auction house like Heritage or Stack's Bauer. Sell directly to a high-end collector. Keep it as a long-term investment, because these coins only get more valuable with time. So, go check your old coin jars, dresser drawers, and inherited coin collections. That one coin sitting there could literally change your life. Drop a comment if you think you have one, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more coin hunting tips, share this with a friend who might have old coins collecting dust. We're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in U.S. history, the 1971 Mint Mark Kennedy half-dollar. Believe it or not, this coin is worth an astounding $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that right. So if you have one, listen closely, because you could be sitting on a small fortune. Let's start with a little background. The Kennedy half-dollar was first minted in 1964, shortly after President John F. Kennedy's tragic assassination. The coin quickly became popular due to its beautiful design and emotional significance. But today, we're focusing on a very special version from 1971, minted at the Philadelphia Mint. The 1971 Mint Mark Kennedy half-dollar. What makes the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar so special? At first glance, the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar looks just like any other half-dollar. But experts have identified a rare variety with a distinctive Mint mark on the coin. Normally, Half dollars from Philadelphia didn't carry a P mint mark during this period. This mark is almost never seen. This tiny letter is what makes the coin incredibly valuable. Why is this P mint mark so rare? The Philadelphia Mint usually didn't mark coins in 1971, but a very small batch of these coins somehow slipped through with the mark intact. Collectors believe fewer than 10 of these coins are known to exist today, making it one of the rarest Kennedy half dollars ever minted. Now, on to the most exciting part, its value. Back in 2020, a 1971 P. Kennedy half dollar sold for a whopping $1.4 million at auction. What drives such a high price? Firstly, rarity is key. The fewer coins like this in existence, the more collectors are willing to pay. Secondly, its condition matters a lot. The coin that sold for $1.4 million was graded as near perfect by professional coin graders, meaning it had no visible wear or damage. And finally, historical significance and collector demand keep pushing the price up. Kennedy coins are beloved by collectors across all age groups, and finding one this rare and in such great condition is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. How to identify if you have this coin? Here's the million-dollar question. How do you know if your Kennedy half dollar is the rare 1971 P with the mint mark? First, look carefully on the obverse side, near President Kennedy's neck, just above the word Liberty. The mint mark, a small P, should be visible. Next, check the coin's condition. If it's heavily worn or damaged, it won't be worth as much, but it could still be valuable. Lastly, if you think you might have this coin, don't just guess. Take it to a professional coin dealer or grading service. They can authenticate the coin and give you an official grade. Tips for selling your valuable coins. If you find you have a 1971 P. Kennedy half dollar or any rare coin, here are some tips to get the best value if you decide to sell. A third-party grading adds credibility and can dramatically increase value. Many local buyers might undervalue rare coins. Try online auctions or specialized coin dealers. Document your coin. Take clear, high-resolution photos and keep any paperwork or provenance. The best offers may come from serious collectors, so don't rush. Get multiple appraisals before deciding on a price. Final thoughts and call to action. Coins like the 1971 P mint mark Kennedy half dollar show us that sometimes history and fortune can literally be in our pockets. If you've got old coins tucked away, now's the time to take a closer look. You never know what you might find. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more coin secrets and treasure hunting tips. And if you want personalized advice or help identifying your coins, drop a comment below or reach out on our social media channels. We're here to help you unlock the value of your collection. We're talking about a very special coin that's been making headlines, the 1997 D mint mark Kennedy half dollar. Believe it or not, one of these coins recently fetched a jaw-dropping $1.6 million at auction. If you've got old coins lying around, or maybe you inherited a collection, you won't want to miss this. Stick around because this story could change how you look at those dusty coins in your drawer. First, a little background for those who might not be familiar. The Kennedy half dollar was first minted in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy, shortly after his assassination. Since then, it has been a staple in American coinage. But what makes the 1997 D. Kennedy half dollar so special? The key lies in the D mint mark, which indicates that this particular coin was produced at the Denver Mint. While millions of Kennedy half dollars were made in 1997, the Denver Mint version became the centerpiece of a fascinating story of rarity and value. So, how did this coin become worth $1.6 million? Here's where things get really interesting. Most 1997 D. Kennedy half dollars are common and worth only their face value or slightly more to collectors. But a small number were struck with an error or unique feature that makes them extremely rare. Errors can include things like misprints, double dies, or unusual mint marks. In this particular case, it's believed that a rare error or proof version of the 1997 D half dollar surfaced, one that experts confirm is genuine and extremely scarce. Such coins often escape routine mint checks and become highly coveted by collectors. For those of you wondering what your own old coins could be worth, this is a prime example of why it's worth getting your collection appraised. Some coins that seem ordinary at first glance could have hidden minting errors or rare features that skyrocket their value. And if you're thinking, well, I don't have a 1997 D. Kennedy half dollar, don't worry. There are plenty of other coins with similar stories. From penny errors to silver dollars, the world of numismatics is full of surprises. Here are a few quick tips. Look for unusual markings or double images. Check the mint mark closely, D, S, or P, and compare it with standard versions. Examine the coin's condition. The better the condition, the higher the value. Consult reliable coin catalogs or professional appraisers. And remember, just because a coin is old doesn't mean it's valuable. It's the rarity, condition, and demand that determine price. Now, if you do find a coin like the 1997 D. Kennedy half dollar or any other valuable piece, how do you sell it for the best price? Here's what I recommend. Get a professional appraisal from a certified coin dealer or numismatist. Consider auction houses that specialize in rare coins. Avoid quick sales to pawn shops unless you know the value well. Use online marketplaces like eBay, but be sure to authenticate your coin and provide clear photos and descriptions. Selling rare coins can be a great way to cash in on your treasure, but it requires patience and the right knowledge. So, to everyone watching, the lesson here is clear. Don't underestimate those old coins. The 1997 D. Kennedy half dollar story is proof that sometimes your pocket change could be worth a small fortune. If you have coins collecting dust, it's worth having them checked. Who knows, you might be sitting on your own $1 million coin.